Hi, my name's David McGay, and I'm an attorney with O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei Law Offices, Your Life, Your Business, Your Law Firm. We're at 347 Bridge Street in Phoenixville, where we've been since 2003, or 2006, excuse me, and we're also at 41 High Street in Pottstown, where we've been since 1953. Again, Your Life, Your Business, Your Law Firm. I'm really happy today to introduce Jim Freeman to the firm. Jim, thank you very much for joining me here at this moment, and also for joining our office.
My pleasure on both counts.
Yeah. Now, folks, Jim has been an attorney in the Tri-County area, in particular Phoenixville, for a couple of years. Jim, tell our viewers when you got started and where you've practiced, and then we'll talk about your practice areas.
Very good. Dave, I've been practicing since 1969. I was admitted to the bar in that year. And the first 14 years of my career, I was an assistant district attorney and then district attorney of Chester County. I became district attorney of Chester County in 1980. I was 35.
So I didn't realize, Jim, you were assistant district attorney there in Westchester for that long.
Oh, yes.
That was your first 14 or so years of practice.
Well, back then, you could be part-time. So I had a part-time criminal practice for the DA's office, during which time I tried my first murder case 9 months out of law school.
Boy.
I believe I probably have more first-degree murder convictions than anybody in the history of Chester County.
Mm-hmm. And that, by the way, as an attorney, as a prosecuting attorney, not as an individual.
That is absolutely correct.
That's a joke.
And yeah, it's like, I'm in criminal law. It's not that I practice criminal law on the criminal side. It's more I deal with people who have been accused of crime, and you have to understand that quite frequently people may have done something, but they didn't do what they've been charged with. Mm-hmm. The prosecution has at this day and age, a nasty habit of overcharging people to try to induce plea agreements. It is my view that certainly it's always the client's decision what to do or not to do and how to proceed, but I try to avoid them pleading guilty to anything if they didn't do anything.
Sure.
So going to trial is not something I'm unfamiliar with.
And that would be trial in front of a jury as well as in front of, we call a bench trial, which would just be in front of a judge.
I have probably been in a courtroom in excess of 10,000 times, mm-hmm. I would think. Mm-hmm. I have tried somewhere close to 200, maybe a little more, jury trials. In terms of appearances and domestic relation matters, I mean, they're just innumerable.
Right. So for the first 14 or so years of your practice, you were both a prosecuting attorney for the county and you also had your private practice?
I did, Dave.
And what were you doing on the private side?
I did personal injury, automobile, slip and fall. I've been doing domestic law for I'm going to say 46 years, and I've been practicing now for 50 years. Clearly, I was a child prodigy. I've done everything from soup to nuts.
Right.
In the domestic field.
Custody,
custody, support, spousal support, child support, equitable distribution, divorce, and then the old favorite, which is now more tactical than anything, Protection from Abuse Act matters. Sure. Mm-hmm. When I say tactical, in order to get somebody out of a household, sometimes allegations are made that may not be 100% accurate.
Right.
That's one of those things I get involved in and try to ensure that if something should be entered against a client of mine, that that's appropriate.
So that's criminal defense matters, family law matters. Oh, you mentioned personal injury
Personal
as well.
Injury. I was asked to join the $1 million verdict club of lawyers who have been engaged in cases where there was a recovery of $1 million or more, I declined that offer because, of course, they want money.
Sure.
This is all part of what is now the legal marketing, which I find to be abhorrent to the profession. Today, when you go looking for a lawyer, if you go on the internet, if you see a name, that doesn't mean that person is actually very competent in whatever field you're looking for. It does mean that they've paid sufficient money to a non-legal organization in order to get their name out in front of people.
Sure.
I've cleaned up quite a number of messes over the years for people.
As have I.
Yeah.
As have I.
It's a real shame that the Pennsylvania Supreme Court saw fit to allow advertising in the legal profession. It makes it more of a business than a profession. And I tell you, you should no more try to help yourself legally than you would treat yourself medically. In other words, don't go into the kitchen, get a carving knife if you have a pain in your stomach. Take a look. By the same token, don't try to represent yourself because you don't know what you're doing. And speaking for myself, more than likely I have no idea how to do whatever you do. I just do what I do.
And you've been doing it for
50 years.
50 years that he's been doing it at a high level, and we're proud to say that he's now doing it with us here at 347 Bridge Street in Phoenixville.
It's my great pleasure to have the opportunity to join in the firm. I had my own private practice as a defense counsel, domestic law practitioner, and in personal injury cases, and actually wills, estates, for 35 years at a location not a mile from here. My wife and I ran a ma and pa legal store. My wife really wanted to retire. I couldn't think of any reason why she shouldn't be allowed to do that after 35 years. So she's now retired. I am not. As I have always said, if you enlist my services to represent you, that's who you get. So if you want me, you're in luck. If I agree to represent you, I'll be the person standing by your side when you're standing in a courtroom or hearing room.
So folks, again, Jim Freeman, now associated with O'Donnell, Weiss & Mattei here in Phoenixville. Your life, your business, your law firm. Please contact us at 610-917-9347. Jim, thank you. Folks,
My
thank
pleasure.
you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.